On the guest list, Brita Filter.
I'm Brita Filter. I'm anything but pure. And I am a drag queen here in New York City. I'm also a drag activist, a dragstivist, if you will. And I've been performing for 8 years. I was on RuPaul's Drag Race, and kind of activism is what I do with my drag. I love my community so much, and I think it's so important. And you won't ignore a man dressed up like a woman who's 8 feet tall. So I think it's really important for me to stand out, and this is the way that I do it. I've been doing drag for, oh my God, it's 9 years. I've been doing drag for 9 years now. I mean, in the beginning, there was definitely people that inspired my drag. I would say was big, strong women of color. Definitely, I look up to big, beautiful women of color. Like, I think they're so incredible, and so many people kind of ignore them at times. And I think it's important to show their light and to just, stand up for them. I love women. And that's a big reason why I do drag, is because I'm here to just celebrate women. All women in general are the people that made me who I am today. And I'm just so grateful that I can, dress up one and be like, this is homage to y'all, ladies. I mean, role models, I would definitely say my mom is a big role model. My mom is a huge role model for me. She's honestly one of my best friends. And I would definitely say the big divas, Miss Patti LaBelle, Miss Mariah Carey. I love Miss Jennifer Hudson, Mary J. Blige. Like, I love anyone who sings with soul inside of them. I connect with them on a different level. I love music so much. When you come out to see a Brita Filter show, you will expect the fiercest lip syncing that you have ever seen in your entire life. I'm also a performer. Before I started drag, I majored in musical theater, so I have roots in the theater world. So you will get a show, the show of all shows. Drag definitely taught me specifically how to be a better Jesse underneath. My boy name is Jesse. And so, I would say to people that we're just like Mama Ru says, we're all born naked and the rest is drag. So if it's a piece of clothing that makes you feel confident, maybe wear that piece of clothing. If it's high heels that make you feel confident, wear those high heels. I wouldn't necessarily say that you need materialistic things to be confident. It's what you have on the inside. But sometimes to get to that point of having it on the inside, we got to use the outside world to make us feel good until we have that confidence just built in within us. I mean, I struggle every single day as a gay man living in the environment and the world that we live in. And sometimes I'm afraid and I'm scared. But when I put on Brita, it just reminds me that I have that. I've had it inside of me this entire time. I just forgot. Sometimes we just need a little reminding, and that's what a pair of high heels can do, and some lashes, mama. It's so important for me to be centered as a human being, as a man who's underneath this. And there's a lot of hate at times that can come our way, especially with RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, I was on RuPaul's Drag Race and I got so much hate on my season, and it was really, really hard for me to deal with. And, I had to take some breaks. It's true that what they say is that you got to be okay on the inside before you show this outside glamorous piece to the world. I mean, I had to take some time off. I even took some time off this year for 6 weeks because I wasn't doing too good. I mean, I suffer from depression and anxiety. And in order for me to do good and for me to be a spokesperson for my community, I needed to make sure that the person inside is good. And I'm totally for, if you're able to take off work. I think that everyone should be able to have mental health days. I think it's so important. Sometimes you're just not feeling it and you need to do something, a rest, just to make sure that you can get back to that space of clear-headedness and being able to really attack the world gung-ho. So Yeah, you got to take care of the person on the inside, and sometimes high heels and lashes won't fix that. Totally, it's taking a step back, regrouping, collecting yourself. Sometimes getting on medication. I had to get on medication, and I'm a pretty good big mental health advocate online. I think it's just so important, especially going through the pandemic with everyone. I think that we all realize that we sometimes it we need to do a little bit more, and medication can help that sometimes. Right now there's so many things that are going on with drag queens and so many bans against drag queens all throughout the country, and I think it's just because people aren't educated, and people tend to be afraid of what they don't know. I mean, people a lot of people are banning drag queen story hour across the country, and literally all we're doing is reading a book to a bunch of kids that was approved, and it's an approved book, and it's about equality and kindness, and it's no different than having a princess, someone dressed up like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, coming into a birthday party and reading a book to them like that. Just because underneath this I identify as something different than what you're used to, therefore it should be banned. I mean, we're not doing anything bad. I feel like everyone goes to the movies, and drag queens know that when we're performing in front of children, we are definitely going to do the G-rated movie for them. I think it's just awareness and education, and knowing that we're not out to harm anybody. We're truly there. We're just here to spread love and joy, honestly, and sparkle dazzle. To see other younger people at my show, I mean, it means so much. One, their parents brought them there, so they want them to see this, and I just think it's so important to be inclusive, for them to learn inclusivity, for them to know that it's okay to be whoever you want to be, as long as you're not harming anyone. Like, and the sparkle kids always got we're kind of kids are attracted to us because we're sparkle, we're big, we're kind of like a big giant doll, honestly. And I think it's just it I think what it does is it teaches them uh that we're all just equal, and that we can all be inclusive, and we can all live happily in this world together without any hate. We just need more love in the world. I am the national co-chair of Drag Out the Vote, and it's a what we do is I use the art and the activism of drag to really get people out there to vote. We're a nonprofit, nonpartisan group, and it's really important to me. After seeing what's happening with all of these drag bans and things that are coming for our LGBTQ plus community, such as our trans siblings, it's really important for me to stick up for them. I mean, it kind of drag has always been political. I mean, me dressing up in this is pretty political. I mean, it started with the Stonewall riots in 1969, with Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. I mean, it was all drag queens and trans women of color who started the Stonewall riots. And even in San Francisco, it was the queens of perpetual hope who helped during the AIDS crisis when everyone else was afraid to help out. And so I follow on the backs of these people and these queens that really were just giant spokespeople for our community. Now with Drag Race, I think a lot of these drag queens, I mean, I don't want to read them, but a lot of people go into it for fame, and I really want to get down to the nitty gritty and pay attention. I mean, you are not going to ignore me when I'm walking up to you, or in a march, or in a protest, and I'm really speaking up for what I believe in. I mean, I did an abortion rights protest, and I think it was very important for me to be there for women. And you're not going to ignore this gorgeousness, mama. I just think it's really important for people to pay attention, because people forget, and people definitely need a lot of reminding. So everyone scrolling on TikTok, I try to use my platform to get out the information that they need to know, because people ain't paying attention unless it's on social media. I want to be happy. I always told myself that if I ever stopped having fun, then I would stop doing drag. I mean, I'm not sure if Brita will last that long because my feet hurt from them shoes. But I think I will still be a giant activist within my community. I'm not sure what I will be doing, but if I were to be in drag, hopefully that I would have an amazing platform and I would be on television and spreading the word and the advocacy work that I do so well to the masses. I just think it's so important to educate people. So I hope that that's what I can do with my drag is to really just educate and be like, honey, we ain't here to harm no one, baby. I have to trust myself. Because all of this that I have on the outside is something that I have on the inside. And I forget a lot of the time. And I'm getting all teary-eyed, I'm gonna ruin my makeup. it, it's important for me to remember that this character that I made up, this person that everyone looks up to, is the same person that's like also on the inside. Like I have the exact same quality. So I'm getting teary-eyed because I forget. And I also have to remind myself a lot. So it's hard at times, but that's the biggest lesson that I've learned is that like so many people look up to me. And I think it's important for me to be strong and remind myself that I'm worth it. It is important for it to stay on because I sweat so much, and the venues that we're performing at, sometimes it's a crapshoot. Like you ask for the AC to be on Power Ranger mode, but it's not, and it gets so hot. Like I'm wearing so many layers of different costumes, and it's important for this makeup to be crack proof. So I've learned how to do it. It's taken me a while, and I've sweated out plenty of faces, but I got it down now. My makeup journey has been horrendous. Like when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. Honestly, the first time I started drag, I went to Mac and I was like, paint me. And I was like, this isn't what they look like on TV. So I had a lot of learning to do. I mean, drag is kind of one of the only underground art forms that you can't go to college for. And so you have to learn it from someone who's done it previously. That's how you learn it. I mean, now it's more mainstream and you can go on YouTube and you can learn how to do it. But that's how it started. So there's secrets that like I learned from these girls that people in the public don't know. And it is so it's cool. It's really cool. I would definitely say that this younger generation has a little easy. You can truly go to Amazon and get every single thing you possibly need to start drag. Even clothes nowadays at certain stores like Forever 21, they be selling drag. So, weave bonding glue is exactly what it is. It's usually used for women of color. They use it a lot to bond their hair into their scalp. And so, this is a drag queen trick because a lot of people use duo, which you have to like blow on. It has to dry. You got to like blow on your eye. You got to wait a bit. I don't have time for that. Listen, I'm always running late. And so I use weave bonding glue. Now, some people will say you shouldn't use it. It's not safe. I've been using it for the past 9 years and it's fine. I even know a lot of celebrity makeup artists that specifically use it because your lashes will not fall off, honey. I mean, truly, you take the lash off and the glue comes with it. It's a swoop, one and done. And if you, I mean, and sometimes there might be a little residual. You truly just pick it out. Oh, and you might want to it's easy because it's like it's almost like silicone, and you can kind of just take it off the lash. So it makes like reusing them very easy. There have been a pinch when I haven't had setting spray. Also, setting spray can get really expensive. And so if you are a girl on the go and you want to make sure that you have a long day, you're going to brunch, you're doing the thing, you can set your face with hairspray. Like I've done it before. I've setted my hair, my face, my neck. I've done a little in the hair at the same time. But yeah, you can use hairspray instead. It's just a little once over. I mean, not too much because you will get sticky, but it can definitely go in the place of setting spray because setting spray is just essentially a really expensive hairspray, to be honest. Hairspray can clog your pores, but if you're wearing as much makeup as I am, and listen, some of these girls like Kim Kardashian they be looking like drag queens out there, and I love it. And if you're wearing enough makeup, it's not gonna clog your pores, so you're fine, girl. This is real old school. Like milk of magnesia, it will also make you from stop sweating. Like if you sweat a lot and you have something going on. So milk of magnesia is pretty much just used if you have an upset stomach. It's kind of like Pepto-Bismol. And people have used milk of magnesia. You put it on your face with a cotton ball and you let it sit and you let it dry and it'll clog up your pores so that you can have that flawless skin texture and look like a porcelain doll. I have a lighter lipstick on right now, and if I wanted to, let's say I had this on, this is my day look, and I wanted to go for a sultry red at night, then I could just literally grab a palette of red eyeshadow, and I could literally just put it on top of the lighter lipstick, and your lips will change, and it will also, if you have good lipstick on, it will stay all night long. And it's a cute little matte lip, and you can go out to the club and baby, you didn't even have to buy another lipstick. This is a thing that it works wonders for everyone. Even drag queens that I show this to are shook at my glitter removing technique because when you have a face on, you want to look cute, you want to add a little glitter to your lid or to your cheeks to just have that little extra pop of highlight. When you use makeup remover, glitter can get everywhere and you can't get rid of it. So before you do any of that makeup remover, you just get a little bit of scotch tape and you put it on top of your lid, on top of your little cheeks, and then you just remove it that way, and all the glitter will come off, all of it. Now I'm a hefty woman, so I use duct tape because I just always have it on hand. But you can truly use any type of tape, and it'll just peel right off, so you don't have to worry about excess glitter everywhere. When you're removing your makeup, if you just use a makeup wipe, that glitter will just scrape all over your skin and it will get everywhere. And you can't once you take off your makeup, that glitter is set and it ain't moving. There have been plenty of times where I've taken off with all this makeup remover glitter and it's all over my neck, it's all over my shoulders, it's in my bed with me, and you don't want that. So it's a lot easier if you just do one fell swoop with the tape. Very important for us to get all the glitter off because it's part of our skincare regime. And sometimes people will use chunky glitter that isn't necessarily made for the skin, and it can also harm the skin, and it can also get in your eyes too. So it's really important to remove all the glitter. Oh, baby, this makeup will stay put because I've been doing drag for 9 years and this face is never coming off. You will see me, I will do 7 shows in a row and this mug will still be right and tight. So these are the tricks and the tips, and I hope you take them with you because you're going to look flawless, baby.